Hello, everyone. How are we? I hope you are amazing. I hope you are fabulous. I hope you are well. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're motivated. I hope you are excited to do all of the things. Now that I've had the notification, we're good. All right. What I wanted to talk with you a little bit about today are not my really awful hair, but more importantly, the triggers of change and why they're important. And this is something that each and every one of you need and must be addressing in your marketing. So there's a whole ton of stuff around that I think is really important. And that is around being motivated. It is around being, around being inspired. It's around being magnetic. And that's all well and good. I think one of the things that is often overlooked when we're looking at that kind of stuff is how are you inspiring your people, or what are you doing, or what are you talking about that are going to inspire your audience to take some kind of action. You need to be their trigger for change. So a trigger for change is something that happens in the minds or the lives of your hot cold clients, right? In order to get them to buy from you. So there could be an event that has happened. There could have been something that's happened in their life. They might be moving away from perceived pain, or they might be moving towards pleasure. So a perfect example of this the other day, as I talked about, I still was very sore yesterday. The day before, I'd punched myself in the face whilst building our home gym. I was putting the handle on I didn't do it, trying to put a plastic covered handle over a metal pipe that was going to be our overhead press handlebars. And I was like putting the plastic thing on, and it slipped and I poofed myself in the face. It hurt a lot. There was blood. My lips were swollen. It was horrific. Anyway, I felt very sorry for myself. I think I gave myself whiplash, and I promptly ended up with a migraine. So apparently I am stronger than I've given myself credit for. So the reason that I wanted to buy that was because I wanted to be able to have the ability to work out at home. Now, as you guys know, I've been predominantly vegan for the best part of perhaps about 18 months now. And I love it, but the last month has been a complete write-off in terms of eating well for my body. This has meant more junk food. It has meant more peanut M&Ms than I probably care to actually tell you how many kilos of those I've eaten. And then there's like all of these snacky things. And I think partially we've gone back into lockdown up here. There's been a few different mitigating circumstances, but what I noticed, I'm very much a moving away from what I don't want type of person versus moving towards a goal. So, I'd love to have six-pack abs, but I'm more motivated to make changes and have self-discipline by moving away from things like feeling like I've got inflammation and stuff like that. So for me, and literally on the weekend, I'm like, all right, fuck this shit. I'm done. I'm probably carrying a little bit of inflammation more than what I would normally like. So I'm going to make these changes. So I'm back onto my, this is how I want to eat. This is how I want my body to perform. This is how I want to feel. So, but for me, the symptom that presented is that like some of my jeans are a little bit tighter around my waist than what I would like. So for me, that's a moving away from pain. So the trigger for change for me was pulling on a pair of pants and going, wow, they are harder to get on these days. Have to make change. So for you guys, it might be like when it comes to building and growing your visibility, it's a nice to have for a lot of people, right? And I guess the trigger for change for some of you might be that you've got huge wait lists. I saw a post this morning from a friend on Facebook who had posted that they are booked out until mid-January. And I've heard about this a lot actually in terms of one-on-one clients. I'm like, well, your trigger for change might be that you want to service the people on your wait list, that you don't want to be only ever doing one-on-one work or one-on-one project work. Perhaps you want to have a way of helping those people on your waiting list. Perhaps you want to have a way of helping those people that want to be coached by you or access therapy with you or access whatever services it is that you are providing. Maybe there's another way that you can help them. So that trigger for change might be that someone says, what? I have to wait until freaking January to come and see you? This is ridiculous. So maybe that's your trigger for change. When we go and look at your clients though, your hot cold clients, you need to be, as well as inspiring and motivating them and entertaining them and doing all of that kind of stuff that you do, we also need to be explaining to them why they should be doing something about this now, why they should be listening to you now, why they should be taking your advice now, why they should be mindful of what's going on in their world. So what's their trigger for change? You need to know that so that you can point it out. And so that they can see, oh, right, wow, it's not just me. There are other people out there. This person can really help me and things like that. So that's one thing. We need to be talking about triggers for change. So if you're not sure what the trigger for change or what the motivator might be for your audience, go and ask them. Just say, what's going on for you right now? What would make you want to do something? What would make you want to make changes? Is it, and do it ask them if they're happy for you to interview them and find out, what are they more motivated by? How do they like to make decisions? Why would they want to make changes when it comes to not necessarily the exact thing that you do with people, but perhaps someone who is looking for something that you do. Often we'll have life events might make people go, right, life's too short. I need to freaking do something about this now. It might be around returning to school, returning to work. It could be, any number of things. It could be that, in Australia, summer is coming up in the not too distant future. Summer's coming and maybe, people want to start feeling a bit more healthy or, whatever the thing is for your audience, you need to be talking to them about the trigger for change from a moving away from pain perspective as well as a moving towards pleasure perspective. And that towards pleasure is what is their goals? What are their dreams? What are the things that they really want? Do they want six-pack abs? Do they want a beautifully designed home? Do they want to feel more confident in their skin? That's that moving towards pleasure. Moving away from pain is I've got inflammation around my belly. Moving away from pain is I'm sick of having to say no to people. Moving away from pain might be I've had enough. I'm done with being stressed and things like that. So make sure that you're talking about all of this in your marketing in order to help people see that, right, yep, this person gets me. I understand what they're on about. I need to go and do something about this now, and let them know how you can then help them, of course, because otherwise they will go and find someone else. So that's the trigger for change talk for you on this very fabulous Thursday morning. I hope you have a really lovely day. It's going to be warm here today. I'm very excited for summer. And I really like being warm. I hate being cold. So I'm really enjoying this beautiful weather. So I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. You know what you need to do now. You need to get yourself out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. But most of all, remember that the world is ready for your brand of awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.